Jordan Davis, hello, how are we?
Hey, Georgia, how are you doing?
Good, thanks, mate. I'm just fizzing because you're going to be back in the country for our summer, March next year. Tell me about what made you want to come back. You must have loved us earlier on this year.
Oh gosh, it was. I mean, I would go back. I would move over there and just play shows if I could. No, it was an absolute blast. We fell in love with the city. The crowd was amazing. I mean, it was like you said, perfect time of year to be over there. So it's like there's no reason why. I mean, the second we left, we are like, all right, we got to start working on dates to come back. So I'm glad we were able to make it happen, and we're looking forward to it.
And you're doing it for your own show this time, which makes it, even better. And you've got your own people coming opening for you. Your downtime whilst you were here start of the year, did you get much? Did you get a few days to kind of go and explore?
Yeah, we got some time to kind of really, get acclimated. That was like those first couple of days of coming from the States. So like the first day's kind of a wash, but it was cool. I had my whole family over, so we were able to kind of just pick up life and move it, other side of the country. So got to really go check out some cool restaurants. We were staying at an Airbnb that had a pool, so the kids were, obsessed with just being in the pool all day. So I'm really I'm not excited that they're not coming over with me this time, but, I'm a little bit more excited in that I'm gonna be able to go out and kind of explore and see some more things instead of just staying back at the house and watching kids swim.
Yeah, you'll be able to potentially swim yourself more and go and see more restaurants. What were the ones that sort of stuck in mind, if any, if you can remember the names of them, the restaurants?
Oh gosh, I'm so bad at the names. That's why I have a band that, like, has everything locked down. I know they're really stoked about a coffee shop. Oh my gosh, we were just talking about it. Um Gosh, I'm not gonna be able to remember it, but there's a few coffee shops they're fired up about, and, the main strip what's the main strip that has all, like, the bars and,
Ponsonby Road.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, there was a great burger place over there that we stopped by for lunch.
Oh.
It's like cool little brewery, burgers, beer, had, like, a little patio. um I can't remember the name of it either, but I know right when we land, I'm gonna be like, "Okay, go down here, take a left there, boom, there it is." So,
See, that's such a good feeling, eh? Like, it's funny how you remember specific food. Like, I remember going to a hole in the wall, make your own sandwich place in Hawaii, and that sandwich, I don't even know what flavor it was, best sandwich I've ever had in my life, and it
yeah.
stays with me, and I bet you I'd go
Oh,
back there, and it's probably not even there anymore, but it's stuck with me, and I don't even know what it was.
yeah, there's, it's definitely like I wish I remember the name, but we'll definitely be hitting that again.
Oh, it's so cool because you obviously are going here and then you're doing Australia again. When it comes to a live Jordan Davis show, what I loved so much about watching you at Eden Park last time was the fact that not only were you the first ever out of the first ever country show to be in Eden Park, but you were also such an incredible presence on that stage. The way that you held the whole crowd, and everyone was singing with you. Buy Dirt was phenomenal to see live. But what was that feeling like for you? And I know it must be so bizarre in the sense of daylight savings and whatnot here. The crowd's lighter, it's lighter outside earlier, but you can see people going to get their drinks and coming back. How did that feel for you on that stage?
I mean, in all honesty, I'm not just saying this, it was some of our most memorable shows we've ever played. I think a lot of it goes into, when when you land down and you go out there, you realize how far from home you are. So, like, you're here in Nashville writing songs with your buddies that you've been with for, 4 or 5 years, writing songs with, and, you're writing about your upbringing and growing up in Louisiana and all this stuff, and, advice that my grandfather gave me in Stonewall, Louisiana, and then we land down in Auckland and kick that tour off with Luke and have, you know, 30, 40,000 people singing "Buy Dirt" with you. I think for me, that was the biggest thing of, like, realizing how far-reaching music is, and just the honesty of country music, that really connects with people, and then just the growing love of country music. in New Zealand was something that was, like, really, really cool, to see. And then also too, like, y'all are amazing people, like, just super nice from the second we landed down, like, everybody was super nice to not just me, my family, my kids, going through the airport, checking in, going to restaurants, if people recognized us, it was just a really, really special couple days we got to spend there in Auckland.
See, that's so cool to hear, and obviously you're gonna get New Zealanders be like, "Yeah, that's right, Jordan, and that's the truth." But one one thing that I just picked up on what you said there. You're so right. These were your stories from, the other side of the world, that stories from your grandfather and things that you've grown up knowing about and learning about. And to know that we live a different life, even I would say our country regions around New Zealand, country life is so different to country life in the likes of Nashville. But the resonation in how it comes together and how you can feel the same feelings, and what your grandfather might have told you somehow relates to what a grandfather must have told someone in New Zealand, even though they might be completely different stories. That must be such a cool vibe as well, and like seeing that on their faces.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's something that's, makes us realize that, we're all human, we all go through the same stuff, whether and no matter how far apart we are, and I just feel like there's something I think that, for me, that's why I love country music so much. It's there's that honesty, and just genuineness in the writing process that makes us all kind of realize that we're not so different.
And one thing that I also loved about seeing you perform live is the way that you communicate with the crowds. Do you put that as an importance to you for your live show, or does that just kind of happen naturally in how you are as a person?
No, I mean, it's something that, I would like to think naturally I'm a nice guy that can kind of talk to everybody. But when it comes to putting a show together, that's just as important as picking out a set list. Finding those times to either set a song up or a chance to kind of take a break and really engage and make people. I know that's the thing that I most remember about some of my most memorable concerts are those not necessarily the songs. It were those kind of in between moments or ways where I felt a little bit more connected to the artist. So that's something that I work really hard at in my live shows.
It is, it's so true, eh? You remember the songs because you love them, but you remember those moments because you think no one else gets them at the shows they go to. So that's the
Exactly.
special thing. Now, obviously, with this tour that you're taking the likes of Tucker Wetmore on, we're getting a whole new album as a part of this because we have your album that's been out, a month and a half now? Learn the hard way?
Yeah. Yeah. Man, and it's been, the response has been awesome. Uh, and to being able to come over there with new music, it feels like for me, there's like an extra kind of shot in the arm to it, especially that we were just there last year with Luke. Now we have this whole new record and kind of new songs to pull from. So, now we get to play 45 minutes longer than we got to play with Luke and, bring in a lot of these new songs that the fans have been loving. So, it makes it feel like the old school way of touring, which is you put a record out and then you go tour it. So, we're kind of following in those footsteps, and I'm excited about playing this new music we got.
When's your first on this leg of this run of the tour? When is your first show to be able to do all that with the new album? Obviously, I feel as though you guys in the States, you're just constantly touring or doing a show
Yeah.
is what it feels like. But when does this proper one with the whole combination come together and start?
Yeah, well, we actually just started our headlining tour over here 3 weeks ago. So we've been playing this show for 3 weeks. Kind of mixing in this new record, and the response has been great. Obviously you can't play all the songs that you want. I still like play a show and get messages from people being like, "Hey, you didn't play my favorite song. This one off of the second album," and you only got an hour and a half, 2 hours to play music. It's tough to kind of make everybody happy. You just try to make the best choice and go with it. But so far, the response has been great. So we've got 3 more weeks of tour over here in the States, and then we'll break for the holidays, and then our first show back with it will be with you guys in Auckland, so, we're excited about that.
How do you switch off in that? That's a chunk of switch off time in terms of a headlining show. You'll have other things, no doubt, in between that time, but how do you completely switch off, or are you always sort of thinking about it in the back of your mind of what you could add or change or
Yeah, I think that's in all honesty, the time off, like, the holidays will be pretty I think it's gonna be great for us because we're gonna be able to kinda fine tune some things. Maybe there's a song that, is performing better with y'all that wasn't necessarily doing here, and so we can kinda relook at some things. And also too, that time off just makes you miss it. It makes us wanna get back out on the road, and then it's just kind of doubling down on that in that, it's our first time headlining in New Zealand and Australia, so, like, there's that extra added energy to it, it's not as hard to get back into it, you love doing it, you love playing music, and getting to go to amazing places, like coming and seeing you guys is gonna be another kinda extra shot to get us back in it.
and you'll be itching at the feet to be able to get back on that stage, right? One thing I want to ask
Absolutely.
you, because I know Aussies are chronic for it, they love to get you to do a shoey. Um,
Oh, yeah.
what did we get you to do anything like that? I'm trying to remember, or are we a bit nicer to you?
I think y'all no, y'all were way nicer. Yeah, y'all didn't make me drink alcohol out of a stranger's boot,
So was
which
it
I'm
a
very grateful
stranger's
for.
boot?
It was not. Well, one of them was, and then I was like, "All right, I'm just gonna start carrying around a clean boot so that we can make the switcheroo." Uh, but no, I mean, like I said, I mean, from the second we landed down in Auckland, it was just everybody was super kind. Um, so y'all didn't force me to drink to do a shoey. So yeah, I'm grateful for
And
that. I would
and
have if y'all would have, I would have done it. But
well, you know that now that you're headlining, we'll probably get you to do something like that, you know?
nope, no problem. I'll gladly accept.
I think the thing is also we understand how expensive these boots are. They're not cheap. I thought I thought when I was going over to America that they were gonna be cheaper, but no, not at all.
But no, yeah, they're not cheap. They're not cheap, especially it's hard to dry a boot out too. So you fill it up with beer, you lose that boot for at least 3 4 days. Unless you want to walk around with a wet sock, which
And
sounds terrible.
no one
Yeah,
wants that, especially because leather doesn't really swell, but it, like, kind of changes the feel of it.
yeah,
One thing that I also think is really cool since the last time you were here is we hadn't even launched a country radio station from that moment, but this is for a country music station that we've launched only a couple of months ago, and it is getting so much love. It is getting so many of my favorite artists like you playing on the station, and there was not a platform for that before. So it's so damn cool that you are one of the first concerts to kind of be coming here whilst this is happening and whilst it's launched.
yeah. No, I mean it really is. It's a huge honor. I'm super fortunate. Thankful to Luke for allowing me to come over there and just give me the opportunity to play for y'all. And then I'm just grateful that it was well received and that y'all wanted me back. And I'm hoping that this is just the start of a lot more, not just myself, but a lot more country artists coming to New Zealand, and it's gonna be a great tour. Great way to kick it
Oh,
off. I'm grateful y'all let me do it right there in Auckland.
I am so excited to see you again March next year. Gosh, I can't believe we're there already, nearly. But enjoy the time that you have off after these next 3 weeks, and we'll see you soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Georgia. We'll see you before long.